Hello, explorers. Welcome back. It is Superbuck Sunday. I feel like it's been an eternity since I have filmed. I think the last time I filmed was on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Or maybe it was even Monday. I don't know. But I knew we were going to be busy all week, so I had to pre-film. And we actually almost were busy today too, you guys. It took every ounce of my strength not to spend $700, and I will explain later. So, we have our soup. Oh, you know what I forgot to get out? I forgot to get the cash tray. Luckily, I keep that in my top drawer. So, we have 2 star notes. I do know that. And I went through here because I only had Corey pull out 100 because, you guys, I still haven't gotten paid from that brand. Let me rephrase that. The brand did pay. This is not on the brand. It is on the platform. The platform is claiming that they paid and that they have proof that they paid and that it cleared. And Chase Bank is like, listen, the only thing we do when money is sent to us, we are just a receiver. We have nothing to do with that. We receive the money, it goes into your account. We don't hold money. You get it at the latest next business day. Unless it's like a check or something and they have to wait for it to clear. But as soon as funds hit us, it goes straight to you. Like, we don't do anything. And there is no record of this money coming in at all. And so now the platform keeps claiming that, oh, well, we're going to get you the proof so that you can show it to your bank. Okay, well, then get me the proof. Get me the proof. Because at this point, you keep saying you're going to, that there's, you can provide the proof, and yet I don't have it. So, anyways, I only pulled out 100. I actually didn't even pull out 100 when Corey had to take money back to the bank so that I could pay the bills. I sent him back with an extra 100 of savings challenge money so that he could get 100 ones for Superbucks. So I did already go through this. I just made it all go the same direction, and I checked to see if there were any H-Bucks because I was really excited knowing we only needed 1. But with that all said, that is besides the point. I did get paid from another brand, and I actually got an unexpected payment from a brand. Actually, it was the same brand. So one brand that I work with quite a bit is a kid's like phone and a kid's watch. So it's called Bark. We have the phone, which I don't have activated anymore. I only activated it for a couple of months, and we just didn't find we were using it. If we were in a stage in our life with our kids where they needed a phone, or were at that age where they needed a phone, I would 100% recommend Bark. But our kids are just not there. They're never away from us. They don't need a phone. However, what I do have with them and that we do actively use is their watch. And it's similar to a smartwatch. It's similar to a smartwatch in the sense that it can receive calls and text messages. However, it does not have any social media on it, and you can't even add social media on it. So it's truly just a communication device. But it does have like the health stuff on there too. Like, it tracks their steps if you want them to, which Wrigley thinks is so fun. Lennox wants one. I need to get her one. But yeah, we like it for Disney mainly because it's just really nice being able to text or call the kids. Like, I don't know. It's great. It's a great device. Not that the kids are ever away from us, but sometimes I might be busy doing something, or Corey might be busy doing something, and I need to get a hold of Corey, or Corey needs to get a hold of me, or one of the kids does, and it's a great service. It really is. But anyways, I worked with them recently on a campaign. I work with them almost monthly, and my payment from them was not due for a couple more weeks, but he actually emailed me yesterday on, what was yesterday? Yesterday was Friday. He emailed me on Friday and he said, hey, the brand wants to know if you would be open to extending usage of your last video, because I post for them, but then they also run ads on my post, and that is something that they pay for. That's called usage. They basically just, use it to run ads. And they said, we're paying X amount of money per month, and we want to extend our contract for this last one that you did. They liked it. They want to know if you would be willing to extend it an extra 90 days. So it would be X amount of money per month. And I was like, he said, if that's okay with you, I can put the money in your account, like, immediately. And when he says in my account, he doesn't mean like my bank account. They work off of a separate platform. And normally they put the money in that account and then I can withdraw it, and then I get it 30 days after I withdraw it, which is totally fine. It comes automatically. And if it doesn't come for whatever reason, because the last couple times for some reason it hasn't come automatically after I've withdrawn, I can send him an email and he will manually push it through. So never had an issue working with this brand. Love working with them. And so I told him, I was like, yeah, absolutely. Well, he's like, okay, perfect, thank you. The money's in your account for you to withdraw whenever you want. Cool. So I go in there. Before I can even hit withdraw, I get a notification that he went ahead and manually pushed through my payment from that campaign that wasn't due for a couple more weeks. Like, the payment wasn't. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that was an unexpected amount of money. Like, that wasn't supposed to come for another couple of weeks. So that's cool. So then I go in, I start the withdrawal process of the money for the usage, which was not a lot. Full disclosure, very small amount of money. But I've already done the work. I'm not doing any additional work. It's just extra money for me because they want to run ads for an additional 3 months. I haven't gotten any negativity on this ad, so I don't mind it. And like I said, I've already done the work. So for me, that's just extra money for work that I've already completed. Why wouldn't I? We have a lot of F-bucks today. Got a nice selection of everything, though, too. So I went in, I hit withdraw. Soon, and I was like, okay, cool. It's gonna be 30 days before I get paid. Nope. Not even 5 minutes later, he had went in and manually pushed it through. So I got that money right away, too. So that was really nice. I haven't been to the bank to withdraw it or anything, but that amount between the money for the usage and the actual campaign itself was double the amount that I'm waiting for from this platform that is like screwing me around. So that was a huge relief. It's still not a ton of money. It is a good amount of money. Like, I'm not going to say it's a little bit, but for what I do, it is on the lower end. But again, I am super happy, and it's a huge relief. So we have an A-Bucks, 1, 2, 3, 4 A-Bucks. So that was really, really nice and really unexpected. So, I am not going to be cash stuffing $50 into debt for this payment, and the reason why is because the brand that paid on November 1st but never hit my bank account, I had already cashed stuffed $50 for that because I've worked on this platform before and with this brand before, and I have never had an issue. So as soon as I saw that the brand paid, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, that money will hit my account in, within like 3 business days or whatever. So I went ahead and I cashed up $50 into debt for that because I expected it to hit my bank account. And so, since we are now I'm filming this on the 15th. It is now the 15th. I still don't have that money. So what I'm going to do is that $50 that I cash stuffed into debt for that brand and platform that I assumed would be in my account within the next couple of days, but actually hasn't hit, I'm going to count that debt payment as in place of the brand that did actually hit my account yesterday. So that way, whenever this gets situated with this brand and platform, I will do a debt payment for that one again. Basically, I'm just going to flip-flop them. I think it's going to be the easiest way to keep track of it. So, but at the time, I was really just trying to get that backup credit card paid off. Now that we're not going to be making any payments to debt until after I get back from my trip, I'm not worried about it because it would just sit in a high yield. So, A is for airfare. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. But yeah, that was a really nice unexpected payment. Another unexpected payment. So, you know, bad things happen, and then apparently it was just because, I don't know, I guess the universe decided that I deserved some good news. So that happened. I got that extra money, which was nice because a brand just canceled on me without even telling me they were canceling on me, and it was due to their own mess up. That's a whole other story. But I've had all these things that are like messing with my income, and it's been really stressful. So the amount that I lost from the partnership that canceled without telling me they canceled was more than what I got for this usage, but it's okay. It's still, I will, like I said, I will take any little bit I can get. But so the usage coming through was truly a blessing. But then on top of that, I have been fighting another brand that I've worked with quite a bit. I've done a lot of content for them. I think like upwards of 60 pieces of content for this brand. So B is for birthday. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $8. Oh, that finishes off row number 2. I've done like upwards of 60 pieces of content for them, and I've posted for them a couple of times, but usually the content I do for them is so that they can just use it for ads. So it's considered UGC, it's user-generated content. Basically, I create content for them to use. Well, I got I woke up one day to a, like, what was it, like 40-something notifications on Instagram that the brand was running ads. Okay, no big deal. Part of our agreement is not only that I create this content for them, but also that they have what's called whitelisting and blacklisting. So that means that the brand is able to run ads as though they are me. So they have the ability to, from the back end, take the content I've created for them and run ads. You can go to my page, you won't see this stuff posted. But if you're on Facebook and you come across, you know, an ad that I'm in, and then you go to my Facebook page and you're like, wait, but it's not on our page. Yeah, that's because they're running ads from my page. So it won't ever actually show up on my page, but the ad will appear as though it's from my page. And that's part of our agreement. It's totally fine. I allow that with a lot of brands that I work with. It is an additional fee. So again, no big deal. But what struck me was it gives like a still image in order, like, same, like, okay, if you're on Instagram, you know, you get a notification and it's like, little Sarah liked your photo, and it shows like a still image, or Johnny commented on your reel, and it shows like a still image of that reel. Well, it's the same thing with ads. That notification comes through the exact same way. And it'll be like an ad was created. It'll say X company ad created, and it shows a still image. And I'm looking at this image and I'm like, that did not come from any content that I've ever given them. And the reason I know this is because that still image is actually from a video that I did for a partnership in Mexico last December. I did not start working with this brand until this past spring. And I would never give them content from another partnership. So I'm like, I clicked on it, because normally I just ignore it. Like, you know, this is part of our agreement that they can run ads, no big deal. So I clicked on it. They had gone into my account, like not into my account, but they had gone onto my page. I don't even know how they did it, because I have it where you can't download my reels. But they had downloaded my reel, stole content from my video, and placed over 200 ads across 4 different places. Instagram stories, Instagram feed, Instagram reels, Facebook, using this content that they stole. And then they put like an AI voice over me, and they continued it on with content that I did give them, like that I did sell to them. So I had to get my lawyer involved. I don't personally have a lawyer, but my agency that I mentioned I have a manager. They have a lawyer on retainer. So even though there was a little bit of a hiccup there though, because I did this contract outside of my agency, this was something I signed on my own, so they couldn't fully take it on for me, but they did help me. So we invoiced them, full disclosure, we invoiced them for $25,000 because they stole content that potentially could have cost me a fee with the brand that content came from, because that's looked at as like that content was already sold to a brand, and then I turned around and sold it to another brand. So I could get fined for that. If that brand wanted to push that issue, I could get fined from that original brand because it was technically content for them. Fortunately, that brand does not care. They really do not care. But it doesn't matter. So that's what went into determining how much to invoice them for. And quite honestly, we should have invoiced them for a lot more than that. We invoiced them for the $25,000 when it was just 40 ads. But then my legal team had me literally, he was like, you know what, I want you to create a spreadsheet, because the next day I woke up to another 30 something ads. And this was going on for days, where like every time I'd wake up, there was another 30 to 40 ads created. In total, it was over 200 ads. So he wanted me to put a URL link for every single one that I got a notification for. There was probably way more than what I found, and the reason being, I don't get notifications when ads are created for Facebook, so those ones I could only get when somebody sent them to me, or if I got a note, or if they popped up while I was on Facebook, then I was able to grab the link to them. So these were just the over 200 were just the ones from Instagram. So we initially invoiced them when it was 25,000 when it was just the 40 ads, because that's stolen content. That could cost me a hefty fine with the original brand. And it's like, it's a really, really big no-no to do this. And then, for the fact that they literally created all of these ads. So we honestly way under invoiced them. Well, they ignored us for like 3 weeks. They tried to claim that part of our agreement was that I gave them content. Yes, I gave them content. I never gave you that content. Never did I give you that content. Never would I have given you that content, because I wouldn't allow, without going into detail of what the content was, it's not content I would have been comfortable with it being on anybody else's page but my own. I would have never ran ads on this content. It was the only place it was posted was my own page. Even the brand that I did the partnership with, they didn't post it on their page. It was only on my own. So I was really uncomfortable with it being in over 200 ads. So B is for birthday. We should have 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we have $5 more, and then we will hit our first bundle here. So it was a mess, and they finally, I told them I was going to be charging them a late fee. The invoice fee was going to be going up, blah, 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 blah. They finally had their lawyer reach out to my lawyer. My lawyer came back to me and he said, so bad news. Since you didn't sign this with me, the only thing I can do is either accept or decline their offer, their settlement offer. And it's really low. So they were offering me $600 for the issue. And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, that's not even what I charge them for the content I give them. This is content they stole. Like, what? He's like, I know. He said, so your option is accept it and they will pay immediately. Decline it and you can fight it. But unfortunately, I can't fight it for you because you didn't sign this under the agency. You've signed it on your own, and this would have to go through discovery, and then in discovery you'd have to, like, this is a very long process, and because it wasn't signed through the agency, I'm not on retainer with you, so you're more than welcome to, like, decline it and then get a lawyer and do all of this. But I'm letting you know, like, this is the process. This is what you would have to pay for, yada, yada, yada. He's like, I'm happy to do whatever you want. And I was like, you know what? I just want it to be over. I have blocked them on everything. I have removed their ability to create ads. I've deleted every single ad that they ran. So that's fine. I don't want to do this any longer. So let's go ahead and just do it. And he was like, okay. Well, then he got back to me yesterday and he said, I have some good news. I was able to get them to come up to $12.50. It's still way below what I think you're entitled to. You are definitely entitled to, at minimum, the $25K that we initially invoiced for. You're actually entitled to much more than that. But I understand you not wanting to go through this whole process, which is going to cost you a lot out of pocket to get it started, to retain a lawyer, to do this and that, and, you know, whatever. He said, I did get them to come up to $12.50 though, and they will pay Monday. I was like, you're the best. Like, I appreciate it. Because he technically, I didn't realize this when we started, was that he technically didn't have to do anything for me because of the fact that I signed this outside of my agency. So for C-Bucks, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10 would put us here, 9 puts us here. So I mean, it sucks because there's a lot of emotional stuff that went into this. It's not even fully about the money. It's the fact that, like, they pretty much just got away with stealing my content. And it's content that I'm uncomfortable with them stealing. Like, had it been almost anything else, they actually stole 2 different pieces of content. One of them didn't even make sense. Like, one of the pieces, I will tell you about one of the pieces of content that they stole. It was literally a video of me standing in front of my fireplace talking about my GLP-1. So they stole a clip of me standing in front of my fireplace talking. They muted the clip and they put an AI voice over it talking about something else. But it's just me in a hoodie talking. Like, why would you steal that when I've given you over 60 like clips of me talking? I don't understand that. So that one was really bizarre. And I didn't care about them stealing that at all. You never, like, I'm the only person that would have known where that piece of content came from. Literally, even the brand that I created that for, the GLP-1 company that I created that for, they wouldn't have recognized that that was content I did for them. There was no way of knowing. And I honestly wouldn't have said a single word if that would have been the only piece they stole. It was the fact that they stole another one that was very, very, obvious where it came from. And again, I was uncomfortable with it. But, so it is unfortunate. We have 9, 10, 11, 12, $13 towards the last bundle. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be over with. I am getting an extra $1,250 that I wasn't getting before. It's unfortunate though, because I did cut ties. Obviously, I'm never gonna be able to work with this brand again, and I have worked with this brand for thousands of dollars of work. I was getting work multiple times a month from them, and because of this issue, I'm now never gonna get work from them again. Not that I want to, don't get me wrong. Trust me, not after that. I definitely don't want to. But it's gonna be a hit to my income, for sure. For sure. So, alright, D is for debt. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And we only needed 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to put these other ones over here for right now. So we started this on September 28th. And we are finishing it today on 11/16. That's the day you guys are seeing this. I'm filming it on the 15th. So yeah, that is where that stands. I'm gonna use this light pink because it's like really, really drying out, and we might be able to chuck it today. But somehow it will find a way to stay alive so that it haunts me. So that money is supposed to be hitting my account Monday. My neighbors are so freaking annoying. You guys, I got rid of the really crappy neighbors, the ones that have been causing us problems for months, only to get new neighbors on the other side of me that run a four-wheeler modification company out of their campsite. So they take four-wheelers and they modify them to be incredibly loud and they race them up and down the road all freaking night and day. Good news is that I'm not even going to have to complain about them because the neighbors on the other side of them, which we are friends with, they're going to be complaining. They went out of town, so they don't know that these people moved in. Because the ones that moved in next to me that are doing this, they have another campsite across from us. And the neighbors that I said have been out of town, they have already complained about those people. Not realizing, because we had actually all complained about them because they've been doing this for the last couple of weeks. Well, while my other neighbors were out of town, they rented the site between us as well. So now they're between, it's us, these loud modification four-wheeler fifth wheel, and then the other neighbors. So, yeah. All right, so we should have 25 here. This one's complete. Should be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So the thing is, like, I can't do anything about them riding them during the day, obviously. But at night, we have quiet hours in here, and they can get in a lot of trouble for disturbing quiet hours. But also, while my neighbors were out of town, they literally pulled their vehicles up into my neighbor's campsite, like just full on parked in their grass, like in their campsite, in the neighbor's campsite grass. You can't do that. Like, you can get in trouble just for walking through somebody else's campsite. But they full on parked their utility vans on our neighbor, like in our neighbor's yard. Yeah. Like, just pulled right up to their patio furniture and just parked it in their yard. I was like, oh yeah, my neighbors are gonna flip when they get back and they see this, because Corey went out there and like took video, because he's like, I can't believe Claire isn't saying something about this. I'm like, I don't think they're home. I'm pretty sure they went back to Wisconsin for the weekend. Like, they went back to Wisconsin for like a week or something. So all this has happened while they've been out of town. They're gonna lose it when they come back and they find out. Okay, here's the new debt one. Look at me being prepared. It's only because I accidentally like printed. Now that I'm making them small, I can print 2 on a page. So it's like I always have extras. So we have $4 to start off the new debt one. Let's put the date on there, because I promised Lauren Thomas I would start putting dates on when we start these. So we're starting this on 11/16. And we're going to start it with the pink because I'm trying to use this up. So what am I going to do with the other debt one? If you have not watched any of my previous videos talking about, actually I think it was just the last one. If you didn't watch my video on Friday talking about it, because, you know, my backup credit card is paid off, so we are now working on the main credit card. I am not making any debt payments towards that credit card until we return from our Christmas trip. Reason being, we use that card when we're out of the country. And I don't want to, if I say I put that $100 on there, because currently the card is maxed out. If I were to put that $100 on there, it's going to show that I have a $100 available balance. When we travel out of the country, all the money that I've saved for that trip, I take it and I put it on that credit card to make it an available balance, and then that's what we use. So I know that I have that amount available. Just while the credit card is fully, what is the word I'm looking for? While the card is maxed out, that's how we're doing it. Now, and then we use that amount. There, we know we have that amount. If I have that $100 on there from payments plus the random $50 payments here and there or whatever, I don't want to, when we're in Austria and Hungary, accidentally tap into that money and then it's like I made those payments for nothing. So instead, any amount that I would pay on the credit card instead of paying it on the credit card, it's going to go into a high yield labeled debt or credit card or whatever it might be. I haven't labeled it yet because we haven't sent any money over there yet. I will have to with this though. So I will label it. It will get sent over to that high yield, and then when we get back from our trip is when I will put all of that into the credit card. So we will make one large payment with whatever has accumulated into that high yield. But I want to do that after our trip so that I don't accidentally spend any of that. Plus, who knows, if I don't spend all the money that we've saved up, because here's the thing, say I save up $1,000 for this trip. I'm just throwing a number out there that's easy to work with. Say I save up $1,000 for this trip, I'm going to pay that $1,000 on the credit card, and then that's what we have to work with. But if we don't spend all $1,000, then that just goes as extra payment on the credit card. Do I think there's going to be left over? No. I did not save a ton for this trip. In fact, I don't think we have enough for the trip. Okay. We're not going to H-Bucks yet because after D is E. So this is for emergency. We have $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9. I am very excited about this. That is $9. So at the end of the year, we are going to unstuff all of this, and it's going to go into emergency fund. And then I want to start this over, and I want to do it for the whole year. Okay. Next up is F-Bucks. We have a lot. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. I think that's the most F-Bucks we've ever gotten in one cash stuffing. And this was a brand new thing. This is so full. Oh my goodness. Why is my phone buzzing like crazy? Okay, F-Bucks are done. Okay. G-Bucks are going for Greece. We still don't know what F-Bucks are going for, so that's why I don't mention what they're for. G-Bucks are for Greece. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Those are going in here. This will get unstuffed at the end of the year. And it is very full. The bills don't sit flat in the bottom anymore. So that's really cool. Okay, we are on H. We have 3 H-Bucks, but we only need 1 to complete this. So that should be 25. Nope, we're going to use that light pink to try and use it up. So, this should be 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay. And then I told you guys I was going to tell you in today's video about our concert, which was amazing. Oh my goodness. So, we went to the concert. We got there, it was down in Tampa, which is about an hour and a half from us. It said it was going to be anywhere from 50 minutes to an hour and a half. We wanted to get there early because we didn't know how the parking situation fully was going to be. Like, Corey had scoped it out ahead of time. But still, you just never know. We could get there, it could be full. So we don't have any iBucks. So, nothing going into Ireland today. J. We have 1 J-Buck. So we only need 10 more, and then this will be another $100 towards Japan. So this should be 15 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we get there. On our way there, I get a text message that the concert has been pushed back by an hour. And now doors are going to open at 6:30. The concert isn't going to start till 7:30. I really have that many debt ones created. That's crazy. How I don't know if I want to start H's for holidays. I haven't decided. So we have 2 H-Bucks. I'm going to put them in here. But I'm not fully certain if I want to start them like this or not. I don't know. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it, and if I decide not to, that's okay too. Alright, so today is 11/16. We've got 2. So, we get there. We obviously get there very early, so we stopped at Burger King, and we just had Burger King in the car. Then we got out. We walked up and down the street a little bit. There were a couple of people already, like, lining up, and this was at, like, 4-ish. So, not a big deal. Alright. We get in line. And we're like the 4th person in line, literally. 4th or 5th person in line. Then the line starts to like fill in, and someone says, "Oh, this side of the line is actually for VIP." And we're like, "What? Okay." So now we need to go to the other side. There is now a line forming on the other side. Well, we've already been here for like 2 hours. So we're like, "Okay, well, I guess we're losing our spot in line." So we go over to the other side. Not a big deal. We were still very close to the front. So now the lines are really starting to wrap up. And it's getting close. Like, it's like 6:30. They still haven't taken anybody in. Finally, someone comes out, and she was like, "Okay, I need all VIP here. I want general admission here." And literally flip-flops the lines. And we're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, because now people are not in the same order that they were before. And some of us have been here since like 4 o'clock. And so I mentioned to her, I was like, "Hey, that side we were told was VIP, and this side we were told was general admission." She's like, "Oh, if it's already like set up, then we'll just leave it. That's fine. I just wasn't aware that these were like already, like you guys had already figured it out." We're like, "Yeah." So everybody was cool with it, and she was like, "All right, let's keep it that way then. That's fine." We end up getting in there at like 7:40. Like, they pushed the concert back an hour, but then they, like, from the original time, but then it was even an hour after that before we really even got inside. Like, before they actually opened the doors. Like, it was very, very late. Which normally wouldn't be such a big deal, except we would not have left the house that early. We wouldn't have set an alarm to get up. So, yeah, we were very, very tired. Okay, let's do L-Bucks. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 L-Bucks. Still not 100% certain what I'm doing with L-Bucks just yet. So they're just going in here for right now. But it is what it is. Well, when we finally start walking through, the girl that was like handling the line, she saw us come up because we had to walk past her to like scan our tickets or whatever to get in the door. And she saw the kids, and she was like, "Oh my God." She was like talking to the kids. She was like, "Are you guys so excited?" Like, she was very excited that the kids were there. And then she asked, she was like, "Do you need any earplugs or anything?" And we're like, "No, we've got," like, we had brought Corey's police range headphones, his noise canceling headphones that he had to have for the police department for like when they would go up to the shooting range. We had brought those for Lennox, because I told Corey, like, Lennox is sensitive to sound. She doesn't like concerts because of how loud they are. So I was like, let's bring her some headphones. He was like, "Okay, these are perfect because you can still hear, but it won't make things too loud for her. And you can turn up, like, because they're really nice ones, you can, like, turn it up or turn it off. Like, it's got, like, that technology in it or whatever." So we're like, okay, perfect. So we brought those for her. And Wrigley's never needed them before, so he was fine. We get in. We get Wrigley. He wanted, we got him a Hawthorne Heights shirt right away at the merch table. And it was only $35, or no, it was $30. I was like, that's crazy, because that's cheaper than what I spent on Lennox's Allie and AJ shirt. And, okay. So, we get him the Hawthorne Heights, and then Corey wanted to go over to the Chiodos booth, or merch table, and check out theirs. And so both Corey and Wrigley got the tour shirts from Chiodos as well. So, we got all of that. We went in there, like, into the venue, and I was like, oh, this venue is actually really nice, because it's nice and small, because I don't like really, really large venues. I like small underground things. So this venue was very small. It was perfect. But what was nice about it is, like, it had the main floor, and then there was, like, one step up, and that step, I mean, the step was only, like, this high, but it's a very wide step. So you could fit, like, in normal people terms, you could probably fit 2 people front to back on it. But in concert, you could fit like 4 or 5 people, you know, because we smushed together. Concert culture. So, and then once you were on that step, there was another step. Again, these steps were only like this high. They were very, very low steps, but they went the whole length of the venue. Like the back of the, like when you're walking in or whatever. So basically, like you walk in. So here's the bar. You're walking in right here. Here's the bar on the back wall. And then there's like a floor, obviously, in front of the bar. Not huge. You've got the sound stage right here. But on either side of the sound stage, then you would walk down 1, down 2, and then you're down on the floor. But those 2 steps, you could fit quite a few people on. So Corey was like, let's stand right in front of the sound stage because we'll be up against the sound stage. So we're far enough away from the actual stage, but close enough to where we can still see everything. Like, we're still very close because it's a small venue. It was honestly the perfect size. It's the Ritz Ybor in Tampa. I would go to another show there, hands down. So we start off back there. Well, we didn't know the first band. Like, Corey and I had no idea about this first band at all. We had never heard of them. They were called, like, Big Ass Truck or something. Literally never heard of them. But we knew, obviously, Hawthorne Heights and Chiodos and Amur. So I don't listen to Amur. Corey does. So I wasn't super familiar with their stuff, but I knew it was harder, like heavier, than Hawthorne Heights, which is pretty tame. And then Chiodos, which is, it's not hard or heavy, but it's also not tame. It's not like acoustic or anything. So I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm thinking these bands are going to be similar. This band comes out and they just start roaring into the mic, and I'm fine with it. Like, I'll listen to that kind of music any day. I don't care. I like it. Problem is, with that kind of music, creates moshing. And so I had already, like, even though we were up against the sound stage, I put us as close to the stairs as possible so that if it came down to it, I had an escape plan. I had already talked to the woman that was standing on the steps right next to the sound stage. Like, it was like, we were here, the step was here, she was standing right here on the step, and I had told her, hey, if it gets hard, if moshing starts, because that's always a possibility at our kind of concerts anyways, I said, if moshing starts, I'm going to pull the kids up onto these steps. And she was like, okay, like, I'll be prepared for it. Cool. Like, I had already told her. Soon as it starts, it just immediately heavy shoving, because they're trying to create a circle pit. And I've seen a lot of moshing, but this is the heaviest moshing I have personally been to, because I don't listen to like this kind of music, but almost every band I've been to, there's been moshing, and it's fine. But this one was a little intense, especially being a mom with moshing. Like, I've always been by myself or with my cousins. So it was a different experience as a mom there with my little kids. So immediately I grab the kids, I turn, and I go up to that top step. So we're cool now. We're up on the step. We're good. Well, I didn't realize it scared the kids because I didn't prepare them for that. I don't know why. In my head, I had an escape plan and I was prepared, and I had already discussed, like, I had already made all the plans I needed to make. I spoke with the people around me so that they were aware of my plans, but I never communicated that to the kids. And so they got scared because they didn't know what it was. They didn't know what was going on. It was their first experience with moshing. And Corey was on, so I think I had Lennox, me, Wrigley, Corey. So Corey was the furthest from the stairs. So I grabbed both kids' hands. I pushed Wrigley in front of me because, like, we turned, because obviously we had our backs facing up against the soundstage. I turned so that we were sideways in a line, and I pulled Wrigley in front of me so that it was Lennox, Wrigley, me, Corey. And I was just, like, pulling the kids, like, trying to shield them to get them up onto that step because we were getting pushed up against the soundstage. So I immediately, like, did what any mom would do, and I, like, got them, I took the brunt of everything and got them up on the step. But I never once was able to like communicate with Corey. I figured he would just like figure it out. And so he looked over and we were obviously up on the step. So he came up onto the step. He grabbed Wrigley. I had Lennox, but I had already gotten them up there. And so I didn't check on Wrigley again because I thought, okay, you know, we're good. Like, I just went into do, like, get everything done. Not even considering that, because I knew the kids weren't hurt, and that was my only, you know, that was my only concern, was that they weren't hurt. Not thinking about the fact that they were probably scared. So when I look over at Corey, he's shaking his head no, and I'm like, what? Like, they're fine. Like, they didn't get hurt. And I look down at Wrigley, and Wrigley is bawling. Like, he was afraid, and Corey couldn't comfort him. Like, it was not helping. And I didn't realize this until they were like 3 or 4 songs in, that Wrigley had been crying that whole time. So, because I had Lennox, Corey had Wrigley, so I knew Lennox was fine because I had already like comforted her. She was good to go. She was like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, she was okay. But I didn't check on Wrigley because Corey had Wrigley. So when I realized that Wrigley was crying, I pulled him in, and I was like, are you okay? Like, I thought maybe he got hurt, and it was just that he was scared. So I was able to calm him down and comfort him, and I told him, like, you know, you're okay, you know. So we couldn't do anything about it during that band because there was still another step behind us, and then the whole floor behind that, where like the bar was, in order for us to get out of the venue. So I told Corey, I said, after this band, I'm going to take them out to the hall and we'll sit on the couch until Hawthorne Heights comes up, because it was going to be Big Ass Truck and Muir, which a Muir is a very heavy band too, and then Hawthorne Heights and then Chiodos. And we were really just there to see Hawthorne Heights and Chiodos. And I knew that we'd be okay during those 2 bands. So after that band played, people started kind of clearing out. And so we were able to just, you know, walk out. We went out there. Well, while we were on the stairs, we saw a guy get carried out of the mosh pit. He was injured, like, pretty early on. So when I took the kids out into the hallway, he was actually sitting, there was a really long couch in the hall, and he was, like, sprawled out on that couch. He had injured his knee and his ankle, like, and he said it was, like, his whole leg. So we were sitting there talking to him or whatever, and then he got up because he was like, I gotta walk this off because I have a 2.5 hour drive back to Sarasota after this. And I was like, dang. Actually, I think it was longer than that. I think Sarasota's further than that. So he's like, I have to get up and walk on this. So we ended up getting that whole couch. And so we sat for all of a year. We sat on the couch and the kids were fine. But security came by and was like, do you guys need anything? Do you want drinks? Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, they just kept checking on us. I ended up getting some earplugs for Wrigley. The amount of people that were like, oh my God, like, you guys, this is how you do parenting. Like, this is parenting right. Hell yeah, keep the generations going. Like, people were so excited that the kids were there. So excited. Because Chiodos and Hawthorne Heights, this was their 20-year anniversary of their first album. Both of them. And so you have to figure, I saw these bands in 2007. 18 years ago was when I first saw these bands. And now here I am 18 years later with my 9-year-old and my 7-year-old seeing these bands. So, and that's most of the people in the crowd. They saw them when they were teenagers like I did. And now they're adults seeing them. And so it's kind of like that full circle moment. Like, now our kids are into them. So they were very excited about that. The people there, everybody. Let me get a new battery. Okay. So we have 2 star notes. Let me count this really quickly. So there's 20, 30, 40, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $70. So this one, I'm not going to wait for it to hit 100 before I cash stuff it into retirement. I will do this before we go on our trip. So I'm hoping that we can get it up to like 75 to be able to do it. And I think I might lower this amount to needing to be $50 in order to put in retirement, just because it takes so long. But I don't know. So yeah, people were very, very excited about the kids being there. I was texting Corey the whole time he was watching a mirror, and we were in the hallway. And then what was cool is that because of where we were sitting in the hallway, like on that couch, it lining up with that, where that couch was sitting, like, we could see straight into the venue, so we could see it, we could hear it, and they actually had a TV up in the hallway, so you could watch it from the TV, too, so we were still able to watch everything. And then just after that one, we met back, we were gonna go in for Hawthorne Heights, which is who Wrigley was primarily there to see, and who I was primarily there to see, but they were not the headliner. Chiodos was. So we made our way through because, again, we had to go through. So if we're facing, the stage is here, we're over here because this is like the hallway. We had to go through here, across the whole bar, down a couple of steps, and then come back this way to be able to get to Corey, because I couldn't just cut straight through to get to him. I had to like go past him and then go like around to get to where he was, because he was kind of like this. If this was like the sound stage, he was like right here. So me and 2 kids fighting through this crowd. It was actually not bad because people were so awesome and they were making room for us to get through. They were helping us get through. Everybody was so kind. So we met back up with Corey. Well, then Hawthorne Heights starts playing, and the woman that had been standing there, like, we had been talking to the one woman, the one that I had, like, said, hey, this is my escape route if moshing starts, you know, yada, yada, yada. We had been talking to her, but then behind her, also on the stairs, but they were, like, 1 stair up, was a couple, and we had been talking to them as well. Well, when Hawthorne Heights started playing Ohio is for Lovers, which is Wrigley's absolute favorite song, like, out of any song, not just from this band. It's literally his favorite song and has been forever. The lyrics are very depressing, but this is emo music. But when he was little, he didn't know the words, so he always thought it was kiss my wrist. So he would run around the house singing kiss my wrist when it's not that. And we never corrected him. So, like, that's how long this kid has loved this song. He doesn't know what it's about, but he has loved it. So, when that started playing, the woman that was standing there, she was like, she asked Wrigley, she's like, do you want to go up? And he didn't know what that meant. Like, this is their first concert like this. They've seen bands like this before, but at Epcot or at Universal. Which Universal is still very much a concert experience. It's just an outdoor concert experience. But you have the crowd, you've got all of that. Epcot is not, because you're sitting in seats. Like, it's all seated. Very different. It's a very tame concert experience. It's really not even a concert experience, other than the music itself. But Universal is definitely a concert experience. But he'd never experienced this before, and so she was like, do you want to go up? And he was like, I what? And I was like, yes. So he's like, yeah? And so she hoisted him up so that he could see above everybody, so that he could see during the concert. And if I remember, I will put a clip right here. I probably won't remember. I will be fully transparent. I probably will not remember. But you can go to my Instagram. I have a highlight saved. This is Hawthorne Heights, and it's only 9 story frames, but it is definitely worth watching. Of him just singing his little heart out. Not all 9 clips are him singing his heart out, but it's all 9 clips of us, 9 story frames just of the concert overall. But there's a clip of him just singing his heart out, and she's just holding him up, and she's singing with him, because I got her in a little piece of it. I got some really cool pictures of the back of him, like, above the crowd, and then the band. Oh, it's so good. So he had the freaking time of his life. Well, then after that song, after they played all together, the couple that was standing next to us said, are you going to go meet the band? And I was like, what do you mean? And they said, oh, this is our 4th concert that we've seen from this tour. And after their segment, after Hawthorne Heights plays, they go out to their merch booth and they do pictures and stuff. Wrigley's face lit up like a freaking Christmas tree. And Corey was like, do you want to take him? And I was like, no, I'm really awkward. I don't like to meet bands. I did in my younger years, but as an adult, it just feels really weird because I'm meeting bands that are virtually the same age as me. And it's just, I don't know, it's awkward. And besides, I just felt like that was something that Corey and Wrigley could do together. And they could get back. And Lennox didn't want to go, and she wanted to stay with me, so it worked out. So I was like, no, you guys go, and then you guys can make it back. So Corey took him up there, and Corey said when he walked up there, he was just like, hey, can my son get a picture with you? And he said JT, which is the lead singer, looked up at Wrigley and goes, hell yeah. That's awesome. And so they took a picture together. I posted it on here in the community post of them and Wrigley made Corey change his shirt because prior to that, Wrigley had put on the Chiodos shirt that we got him so that because he wanted to match Corey. But when he found out he was going to potentially get to meet Hawthorne Heights, he made us change his shirt in the middle of the concert. So he put on his Hawthorne Heights shirt for the picture and everything. He was so freaking excited. Well, then when they were coming back, because I was like, I don't want to lose our spot because we want to see Chiodos too, which was the headliner. I'm like, if we all go, we're going to lose this spot. So when they were coming back, all I hear is, move! Baby coming through! There's a baby coming through! Get out of the way! And it's like the whole crowd just split to allow Corey and Wrigley to walk back to us. Like, the entire crowd just completely, like, split to make a path for them to be able to get back to us. So awesome. I'm telling you, these people were great. Well, then Chiodos is another, like, heavier band. They're nowhere near what Big Ass Truck and Amur are, but they definitely have some moshing. You don't really see moshing during Hawthorne Heights, but you will see it for sure during Chiodos, but definitely not to the extent that the other ones were. It was more like a circle pit than it was straight up moshing. So there was pushing. Only this time, because of how packed it was, because you have to remember, like, Big Ass Truck was just was an opener that most people didn't know who they were. So there was a lot less people in there. A lot of people I noticed showed up halfway through the concert because they were only coming to see Hawthorne Heights and Chiodos. So the place got a lot more packed. So this time, when they create this circle, they're now actually pushing into the people on the stairs, which is where we were. We were safe up there the whole time, up until Chiodos, because of how packed it was. Well, now the people in front of us that are on the floor are getting knocked into us, and one guy actually landed on Wrigley's feet. Well, his wife, like, freaked out and was like, you've got to be able to control yourself because there's babies back here. And she's like, I have kids the exact same age, so... But I was surprised that nobody was, like, upset that we were there and nobody, like, shamed us for having the kids there. Instead, they just, like, everybody jumped into action and they were, like, creating a barrier around the kids so that the kids would not get pushed at all. But then, like, during certain parts, I actually stepped between. So it was, like, me, the kids, and then Corey. Previously, we were standing next to each other, but once Chiodos got there and everybody kind of got smushed together, I stepped in front of the kids because at that point, Lennox did not care to see anymore. She was so tired. She was falling asleep. Literally falling asleep in the middle of the concert. And Wrigley was only really waiting to see like 2 or 3 songs from Chiodos, so he didn't care. And I knew the one he really wanted to see was going to be the very last song. So he didn't care if he could see either. So it was me, the kids, Corey. And then it was the husband and wife that said they had kids, our kids' age, and the woman that had been helping us the whole time. So when the crowd pushed and they would push the husband, the wife was pushing him back to make sure he didn't bump into me. And then if he bumped into me, I was taking the brunt so that the kids were not getting touched at all. Like, everybody just kind of had this system set up to make sure my kids were not affected in any way. And everybody had a great time. And then the woman next to me, she was like, well, if you guys, because I had said maybe we would go to Warped Tour, which was today and tomorrow, so Saturday, Sunday. Because when I went on Warped Tour just to check, I told you guys the tickets had been sold out. Well, they were allowing people to trade back their tickets for half price. So I almost bought the tickets because they were half the price. But that's still $700, and I did not budget for it because, as far as I knew, Warped Tour had been sold out. So I didn't plan on going. And $700 is a lot to spend when you haven't budgeted for it. So I told her, I was like, I'm not sure. She's like, well, I'm going to be there and I would love to meet up with you guys again if you go. This was the woman that picked Wrigley up. She's like, I'd love to meet up with you guys if you go. Like, I had a blast. And that made me feel really good because I was really concerned that people were going to be annoyed that their concert experience was affected because we had kids there. Like, they couldn't mosh the way they wanted to. They felt like they had to keep an eye out for our kids, which we never want to ask for that at all. Like, I will do what needs to happen to keep my own kids safe. If that means leaving, then I will leave. But I felt like they were fine. But everybody around us was just so amazing. Everybody there was so amazing. From the crew, the security, the band, the people in the crowd. Like, I really expected people to be annoyed that kids were there affecting their experience. And that was not the case at all. So she gave me her number. She was like, I'm actually going to head out for Chiodos because I'm going to see him at Warped. And I'm just tired, so I'm going to head out because I'm going to see him tomorrow at Warped. Or see him on Saturday at Warped. I was like, okay, cool. She's like, text me if you guys decide to go. So then she left, and the couple that was next to me, I was talking to him while Wrigley was going to meet Hawthorne Heights, and he's like, I wish I would have known you guys prior, because we actually bought the VIP, like the ultimate VIP, which includes a bus tour, merch, a band meet and greet, like it includes all of this stuff. He's like, and we couldn't make it in time and we missed out on the whole thing even though we paid for it because they got stuck in traffic and missed the entire experience that they paid for. He's like, I would have transferred it to you. So I'm like, oh, like that. He's like, plus I don't need any more merch. He's like, I have so many shirts and we've been to 4 of these on this tour alone. And I'm like, it was really cool. It was a really cool experience. It was the best concert experience I've ever had. My kids had a lot of their first experiences. I think they truly got what it was like growing up in that music era. Like, I felt like I was back as a teen going to these concerts. Only big difference is now I'm a mom because I don't think my mom had any idea what it was like going to these concerts because we just got dropped off in downtown Chicago. Not even downtown Chicago, like in grimy underground Chicago to go to these concerts because when I saw them in 2007, it was at if anybody's from that area, it was at the Metro station. Or at the Metro. The Underground Metro is what the venue is called. That's where I saw them. And it's tiny. It's a tiny venue. There was a lot of shoving, a lot of pushing, a lot of, yeah. In the middle of winter. And we just got dropped off. And I think we were like freshmen. Maybe. Yeah, I think I was a freshman. It was 2007. I graduated in 2010. I think I was a freshman. It was like the winter of my freshman year. So, yeah. As a mom now, there's absolutely no way that I would let my kids go to a concert like this without me. But it was cool. It was a great experience. And I don't know. Corey and I can't stop talking about how good of a time we had. That was another thing. I was concerned that Corey was going to be like, that was too stressful. We're not doing that again. But he had a great time. Because I know Corey, and if he feels like he gets stressed out more than I do with things like that, I'm the kind of person that I'm just like, okay, well, we're fine. Everybody's fine. Like, I had a good time still. Like, sure, I had to take extra precautions because of the kids and whatnot, but, like, I still had a great time. That's not Corey. Normally, if it was, like, because of the way it was, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But I feel like usually he would be like, yeah, we're not doing that again. And he didn't. So I was proud of him for that. I was very proud of him. Okay, let's, I forgot, I would have done all this beforehand, but I actually honestly completely forgot I needed to do it. I thought I was just going to finish telling you guys the story and then the video was going to be over. But I forgot that I still have dailies and stuff to do. So, the credit card was at $51.50. We're making a $100 payment. I hope you guys can see this. Let me use a darker color. I do want to make sure you guys are able to read what it is that I'm writing. Okay. Which will bring it down to 50/50. Again, this money is not actually going to go to the credit card. It's going to go into a high yield. But that is from finishing the D-Bucks. So that is done. Okay, let's get our dailies done. And that includes one scratch off on here. $12. So I have 2 payments that are supposed to be coming on Monday. Technically, one of them is supposed to come on Sunday because it's 14 days after receipt of invoice, and that was on a Sunday. But I don't expect the brand to actually pay on a Sunday, so I'm assuming I'm going to get it Monday. And I did talk to the brand on Friday, and they confirmed that it is 14 days, so who knows? Maybe it will come on a Sunday. I don't know. So $12. It would be helpful if I had the money in front of me. So 10, 11, 12. So how much do we have in here? So we now have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. $14. I was going to pull this out since this was on the old credit card, but I want to keep track of where we're at with this challenge. So 600 of this went to the other credit card. So approximately 200 of this challenge will go to this credit card. Not exact because we did pull... actually, no, I think it was exact. Yeah. Okay, so 200 of this is what's going to help us pay this credit card. All right, this one is from Jen at Teach Save Travel. I really wish she would come back to YouTube. I really, really miss her videos. I truly enjoyed Jen's videos. We never got to hear about her Greece trip, and I was waiting for that. But we'll welcome her when she does come back. All right, so $5 here. So we have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75. So $25 more, and then this one will be done. So we should have this one done probably this week, beginning of next week. And then that'll be an extra $100 into Christmas. We're not doing anything there. Oh, you know what? I forgot about this challenge. So I don't have my dice tower out. I'm not going to pull it out for one roll. We're doing one whole dollar. Okay. $1 into there. This is also going to go to debt. Two more times into this one, and then we'll make a payment. Well, not make a payment. It will go into the high yield to make a payment when we get back. So there is that. And then we have this the one. And we're rolling a dice. So, let's see. $4. A lot of fours on this. Excuse me. $4. Let's see. We're going to put back a 1. Take a 5. And this is from Lisa at the Happy Mailbox Company. She is Lisa Grateful Me on YouTube. Alright guys, that is officially all that I have for you today. I know this was a very long video. I'm not even going to apologize for it. If you didn't make it this far, I fully understand. But I guess you wouldn't even know that I'm saying this. If you did make it this far, let me know. Let me know if you made it to the end. If you saw the dailies, let me know if you saw the dailies. So, I will see you back here tomorrow. So until next time, bye.